All right, everybody. Welcome. You made it to chapter number 3, the letters to no one. And in this chapter, there's a lot of things, a lot of changes that are happening. So chapter 1, that was different. It was 10 years prior. But in chapter 2, you're focused solely on the fact that Harry is this boy who has been pretty horribly treated by his family. But there was nothing special about him. He was just a boy. He was not the privileged one. He was not the one that was given all the treats. That was his cousin Dudley. So chapter 3 does a couple of things really interestingly that actually starts to make Harry more important. The first thing is that he starts getting a bunch of letters, and I love the point when he's like, he's never received a letter before. He's not even had a library card, so he's not even gotten letters from the library saying that he needs the money back or the book back. Like, I think it's fascinating. Like, he was just completely unimportant, and all of a sudden now he's getting these letters, and not just a few letters. Like, it starts off as one letter, and then it turns into another, and then it turns into another. And the fact that he just keeps getting more and more letters, it just really stresses that this is really important, which is a first for Harry, at least as far as he's concerned. He's never been treated like this, and it's interesting to see how he reacts. But another thing, and some of you may be able to understand this, is like the letters, when they are getting received to him, they're not being addressed to Harry Potter. It's Mr. H. Potter, number 4 Dursley. Like, it's very formal. Very formal, and they're treating him, well, far better than he's ever been treated in his life with the Dursleys. So, Mr. Vernon or Mr. Dursley calls him boy half the time. Like, he doesn't have his name. He was forced to sleep under the stairs. And this importance of Harry, now that he's gotten more important, it kind of upgrades him a little bit in the Dursleys' life as well, because then he gets his own bedroom. Is it the smallest bedroom? Yes. Is it filled with Dudley stuff? Yes. But he's now no longer sleeping underneath the stairs. So it's interesting that, like, this is the chapter where Harry starts off one way and he starts to transform. And he continues to transform through the story. But this is like a major milestone. And the next couple of chapters will be major milestones as well. Another thing is at the very end of the book, like, Vernon Dursley has lost his dang on mind, right? He's completely crazy. He's going nuts. He's all over the place. We know magic exists because of chapter 1. Chapter 1 sets the stage that we know magic is a thing. And we know that the Dursleys know that magic is a thing. But Harry doesn't. Dudley doesn't. So the extent that Mr. Dursley's ready to go to, and he does go to landing on this weird house on a rock in the middle of the ocean, in the middle of a storm, to get away from these people. Like, it blows my mind. Like, how does this affect the story? Like, if you were Dudley or Harry, you completely would have thought that this man has lost his mind and he's responsible for providing for you. That's got to freak you out as a kid. Especially at the end, the house smells like mildew. There's only like 2 rooms. They're really small. Everything's moth-eaten. It's not a good place. And that really kind of sets the tone for like, this isn't good. It just reaffirmed the fact that the Dursleys they want to make sure that Harry is miserable. And that setting at the end of the book, it's his birthday, and, there's a little glimmer of hope and that little bit of, like, yes, he's getting there, but it's like, dude, you just feel bad for the guy. And we're not thinking positively because it's dark, it's gloomy, it's stormy, and then all of a sudden, mysterious on the door? You got to be kidding me. It's blowing my mind. It's just, it sets us up for not wanting to stop at chapter 3 and to dive into chapter 4. Because we're getting closer and closer to crossing that line between the Muggle world, where Harry is only aware of this, into the Wizarding world, where he starts to learn about his heritage, his past, and what's going on. Your passcode. I was supposed to give you your passcode a long time ago, and I just got so wrapped up in the book. That's okay. Password for today is letters. Letters.